Hello guys and girls, welcome to this video where I'm going to talk about the best junglers for patch 6.17. Now this patch was somewhat larger than the previous patches and there was a lot of changes to junglers and mainly top lane. I have made a top lane tier list and that is on my channel, so do check that out after this video. So to get into it, the first champion on this list is Vi. Vi has a 54.1% win rate at all ranks. Now many months ago she did get a nerf to her cooldown on her abilities, not so much the damage, and that gutted her quite hard, but she is back now. Now she's received 3 buffs this patch. The first was a passive, which the cooldown has been lowered at all ranks, so level 1 to 18 she gets more, it's on a shorter cooldown. Her Q cooldown has also been lowered, as well as the knockback duration is much higher now, so it was 0.5 to 0.7, now it's just flat 0.7. Also her E, when you first level it up, you get 2 points in it as opposed to 1 or even 0. Now with all that being said, Vi is very strong. She's great. You can build her assassin, tank. I tend to build her with the Black Cleaver Trinity Force build, and it does a hell of a lot of damage. You can pretty much one-shot an ADC, which as a tanky kind of bruiser type of champion is very useful in this meta. She also fits into pretty much any team comp. You can pretty much gank quite early with her as well. That's why she's such a strong jungler as well. She scales very well. She has percentage health damage and she has a lot of burst as well. If you can manage to do the Q flash combo, you can pretty much get a kill in all your ganks. Our second best jungler this patch is Xin Zhao. Now Xin hasn't received any buffs or nerfs this patch. However, last patch he did receive a little buff to his AD and his attack speed. Now the reason he's so strong, his win rate is actually 54.8, so it's much higher than Vi's, or slightly higher. And the reason being is his overall kit is very broken, I think, in my opinion. His W passive gives him too much lifesteal. I think he's pretty much 1v1 in anyone at most points in the game, especially late game. You don't really even need to build any lifesteal on him. He can pretty much shred anyone. He can assassinate as well. He has great burst. With his Q. His cooldowns ain't too high as well, so if you do factor in some CDR in your build, you're more likely to be able to chase down anyone. Pretty much any AD carry you jump on, unless you're CC'd, is going to be deleted instantly, pretty much. And also his win rate is steadily climbing rather than falling, so we're midway through the patch nearly, and I expect him to be above 55% win rate, and maybe even the top jungler by the time this patch is finished. Now he is one of the few junglers that have, once you get red buff and you hit level 3, he's one of the junglers that you need to fear. His ganks can be very strong. You're guaranteed to kill mid. I tend to gank mid when I play Xin Zhao, and his early game damage is very high off his Q. Also his crits are quite powerful as well, and with counter jungling not being that high in this meta, he's weak early game, level 1 to 3. There's not many junglers that can actually counter gank or jungle him. So you can safely get to that power spike where you do a lot of damage in team fights, and there's not really much anyone can do to shut you down. Late game you're going to be a beast. Now our first number 1 jungler is Amumu. Now Amumu has been the top jungler for about nearly 2.5 patches now. His win rate is 54.9%. He's very good in team fights. He's great. His ganks not too great early. If you do miss your Q, then there's pretty much not much you can do until you hit level 6. Now, with the jungle, you can get to level 6 quite early with a few rotations of your jungle clear. Now, this Amumu benefits quite highly from a level 6 gank. So, going bot, getting a double kill bot will snowball you fantastically. The reason he is so strong as well, this meta is very focused around team fighting, and there's no other champion that does a huge AoE stun snare type of damage like Amumu does. Even if you don't land the greatest ult, even if you don't land the best snare, you can actually you're always going to be useful even as Amumu. Even if you don't gank at all, in team fights you will still be useful. No matter what happens, picking this champion, you do very well in the team fights. Now his win rate is one of the, I think, 3rd highest in the whole game at the moment. So do pick him, do play him. He's very strong. So all in all, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video and check out my other tier list videos.